Why you acting up? But duty, duty. Hi, my duty. I'm my do do. Hi, hi, my handsome baby. Hi, my handsome baby. Hey, doo doo. Hey, doo doo. So let's have a discussion, y'all. Because by the time y'all get on here, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes. And I don't got that time. But let's have a discussion. Because it's weird because I had therapy yesterday, right? And I explained to my therapist that now with this generation of kids, we as parents are allowing the TV, the cell phones, the public, the outside raise our kids because we as parents don't want to be parents. We don't want to deal with this responsibility that comes with being a parent to our kids. And I'm only speaking, not all parents is like this. I'm speaking on some parents. So today I was watching because it seems like all the rappers and famous people all starting to do their own talk shows. So the guy said that the kids are being raised by the cell phones and the TVs. And I 1,100% agree with him. And then the other guy said, well, who do you blame for that? So the guy says, I blame the parents and I blame the system. First of all, you cannot blame the system. You cannot blame the school. You cannot blame nobody about a child that's on the phone 24/7 and on the TV 24/7. First of all, the blame that could we're gonna have this conversation because y'all seem to agree where y'all shouldn't agree and y'all act like y'all don't know the real truth. First of all, anything that got to do with a child starts from at home. And that means anything that that child does start with the mother and the father. Nobody else is involved with that. So if you have a child that's 1, 2, 3 and up, right? And because we as black women, we always find a reason to not deal with the kids. So we get the kids the cell phones, the tablets, you know what I'm saying? And we be so distracted in the phones and the tablet that we don't even have time for the kids. We don't even take the time out to have family day, help the kids with the homework or anything, guys. Well, I could say for me, I don't help my son with his homework. I don't help my son with his homework because I don't understand the homework. See, when I was coming up back in the 70s, I didn't understand homework. Homework was nothing for me. You feel what I'm saying? Now we're in the 2000, definitely I don't understand this type of homework. So I don't help my son with his homework at all. But what I could say about my son is that his dad had taught him very well. His dad and his kindergarten teacher, Miss Smallwoods, from kindergarten, Miss Smallwoods and his dad had been working with my son constantly. Like my son is 8 now. He can read, he can write, he's learning cursive, he's good at math. So like, yes. But I'm saying this to be saying it because my son is more into the TV and the games and outside than he's more into doing his homework. Now I gotta make him do the homework. I gotta make him do chores. I gotta make him do this, and I gotta make him do that, and I gotta pay him to do it. But if I hand him that game, he'll play it. If I hand him that phone, he could play it. If I told him he go outside, he go outside. But I'm saying that we as parents had to start spending more time with these kids. And as parents, when our kids fail, we had to stop looking as in the community failed our kids or the school system failed our kids because anything that our kids learn, they get it from us. So we don't teach our kids nothing. We can't blame the school system. We have to blame ourselves because it starts from at home. Your kids are taught at home. Your kids should be taught at home how to read, how to write, how to know their numbers, how to say their colors, how to know right from wrong, how to know good touch, bad touch. A lot of stuff that we should teach our kids at home for by the time they get to school, they advance. But because of now that we have the internet and social media and phones and tablets, we're getting kids these phones. Like for example, I have a granddaughter that's 2 years old. When I tell you she know about the phone, she know about the tablet, she know about everything. She would go on YouTube and block you out, right? But don't get me wrong, she could talk, she's very smart and everything. But in September, she starts school. Now she know her name, she know how old she is. And then I have another granddaughter that's 5. She somewhat you can understand what she's saying, but I feel as though if my daughter worked with her at home with her colors, her numbers, her name, good touch, bad touch. Yes, thank you. Respectful. Let her know if somebody hear her tell a teacher or if somebody bully you, you fight them back. But we as parents would rather, because I know me. I'm gonna speak for me. I I would be in this phone and block you out in a minute. I won't hear nothing. Once I get this phone, I hear nothing. Like you toned out. You're not even, you know what I'm saying? Like one time my phone was off or was messed up, and I literally almost lost my life because I didn't know what to do without that phone because I'm so used to being. I wake up when I go to sleep in the phone, and my dreams I'm in this phone. So it's like I'm always into this phone or in this tablet, and it's not good because when you have a family, you should be able to raise your family. You should able to be acting like my therapist said. Well, maybe you should do game night with your son instead of being on the phone. Try to do game night. And I'm like, okay, that's something that could be you having a muscle spasm duty? That's something that could be arranged, you know what I'm saying? And I try to train myself like at 10:30, I would get off maybe like 8, maybe 8, 8:30. I shut Facebook down, right? 10:30, I try to get off the phone completely and just go to bed because I know I have to be up to get the kids to school. But I think I think I call every day. That is hard when all you know is social media, the internet, you know what I'm saying? And this social media is not only taking over our kids, it's taking over the world because if the and like and I think they were saying like down south, I guess certain schools the kids can't even be on it, can't be on their phones at school because there's no internet in the schools. But you gotta think about when them kids get home and that internet connect to their phone, them kids ain't worrying about no homework and none of that. Them kids is worrying about what had happened. They want to get on Snapchat. Cause now Snapchat. I mean not Snapchat, Instagram. They want to go to Instagram. They want to get on TikTok. So it's like these kids are smart. We have to stop blaming the world. You having a muscle spasm, Duty? You okay? My Duty man. My grandson has cerebral palsy, yo. But he's the love of my life. What's up? Why you doing all that fussing for? Hmm? What's up, Duty? See, if you just relax, you could be okay. Just relax. Yeah, we the parents is letting this internet raise our kids because a lot of us don't want to be parents. We want to be our kids' friends. We are afraid of our kids. So them kids want to be on the game all night. If them kids don't want to go to school, if them kids want to be on the phone, if them kids want to hang out, if them kids want to have company, as parents with this generation, we okay with that because we don't want to deal with these kids. But that's not right for the streets to have to deal with them because we made them. We made them. We made them, and the fathers made them. Why do we have to let society take care of our kids and raise our kids? Why can't we do the job? I mean, nobody know how it is to be a parent. It's not a book. I'm like, well, when you become a mother, this is what you should do. When you become a father, this is what you should do. There's no book on being a parent. Everything is taught along the way. But we have to stop blaming society for our kids' actions. And we have to start holding ourselves accountable as parents when our kids do wrong. Like, and you know what's so crazy? Because when I was growing up in high school, I was in special ed, right? And I'm just like, it's crazy because what I know now is making sense to me now. Special ed, they don't really care about the students. They just pass you along because they don't want to deal with you. And then when you get out in this world, they make you a statistic into the world. But that's not the school fault. That's my fault, and that's my mother fault. You feel what I'm saying? It's my fault for not paying attention in school. It's my fault for having a mother that didn't teach me. You feel what I'm saying? We have to stop looking and blaming everybody for the problem, which the problem start with us. Now I know it was this mother, right? And she said that her son missed so many days out of school. He was tardy for so many days, and he barely went to school, right? So I think what happened was they put him back in the ninth grade, right? Instead of him being in the 12th grade, they put him in the ninth grade. So she come on the internet was like, oh, the school failed my son, da 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 da, like blaming the school for her son not going to school and missing days out of school and being tardy because she wasn't being the mother that she should have been, and she didn't care whether he went to school or not. So now she got on this internet trying to blame the school system for her son failing, and they put him in the ninth grade. But as a mother, as a black mother, you failed your son. You and his father done failed him. Why is you blaming the school system for something that they didn't even do? They did their job by putting his ass back in the ninth grade. You knew that boy wasn't going to school. You knew that boy was out of control. You knew, and that's the thing. When we don't like school, we won't go to school because school was not exciting. School was not fun. School was boring. And then you don't have no teachers that make it excited, that make school that make school makes it feel like it's worth coming every day. Nobody want to go to no school and it's boring. So you mean to tell me I got to sit up in school for 8 fucking hours in all these boring ass classes and I'm barely learning nothing? And then not only am I not learning nothing, you got like 50 kids in each class, but I supposed to sit there and learn something and not interact? No, not everybody could be in a class with 50 kids. Some of us need to be in a class with 5 kids, 10 kids. Me, I need to be in class with like 2 kids. But I'm saying, if I could be able to focus. But if I'm in a classroom with 50 kids, how the hell am I supposed to focus? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes school and don't get me wrong, school is not for everybody. But I graduated. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the only one in my family with a high school diploma. My All of my kids graduated. My older son graduated. My other son graduated. My daughter graduated. My other daughter, she didn't graduate. She dropped out. My 21-year-old, he graduated, and I just had my 8-year-old. So it was like, we had to stop blaming society for what we doing with our kids. We as the parents are the first one to fail our kids. And if your kids not getting the education that they need because you didn't provide it, don't blame the school system. Don't blame the community. Blame yourself as the parent. Hold yourself accountable. And a lot of these kids need to hold themselves accountable too for their actions. You could be the best mother on word, and you could be the best parent in the world. But if your kids go out in the streets and follow the wrong crowd, and they choose not to go to school, and they choose to lie, and they choose to drop out of school, and they choose to do this, and they choose to have babies, that's on your kids. Because some parents work all day long, and then they think that the kids is doing what they're supposed to do, and the kids not. But we had to find time and put time into them kids. Because if the street take over them, we lost our kids. Did y'all see about that Asian man that the Asian man, the mother and the son that killed that black boy and justice wasn't served? And it's messed up because the word is colorism. The word is racist and it's not right. Because had that black boy would have killed that Asian boy, oh please, they would have put him under the jail cell. And then kind of found out the Asian family, the father, he don't kill other people. And they didn't talk about that at trial. But it's crazy that when something happened to the black community and the brown community, justice is not served. But if something happened to the white community, justice is served. We are divided. We are at war. And we are at our last days. And it is crazy. Like the Kamalo Anthony trial is going on because them boys felt like they wanted to bully somebody and um they thought that we was our ancestors and we not our ancestors because we not playing. Cause what y'all did to our ancestors, you can't do what the fuck to us. And Kamalo still done business as she should. But let them white boys would have killed Kamalo. They would have be set free. Oh, he bullied them. Oh, he did that, Oh, he would have walked. Oh, them white boys would have walked away free. And then you know what's crazy? Because Kamalo Anthony don't even have a black jury. He got all white jury. So that means they're gonna try to fry that little boy. Knowing that they knew that Kamalo Anthony did nothing wrong. Just like the Asian guy that killed that 14-year-old. Nothing but white juries. Like this, the system is divided. We fuck. See me. Hey, Jesus is good, man, sister. If Kamala Anthony get justice that he need because he did nothing wrong, yeah, Jesus is good. But how you could say Jesus is good when that Asian man killed that 14-year-old boy for nothing? All because he claims that he stole $1 water and the boy never stole nothing. How Jesus is good? How? Because now that mother is mourning her son. People on social media trying to bash the mother like she's a bad mother, like they were some bad parents. Who are people to judge? Everybody in this world should get treated equally, no matter what your race is. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all want to talk about that negativity. See, when the truth come out, everybody want to run for the truth. Nobody want to have a real conversation about what's really going on in the world. Everybody want to run from the truth. And two is their kids or their mother or their father or somebody they love. Not everybody want to try to get justice. Like, do you know how that feel to get a call that somebody shot your fucking child? Allegedly over fucking water that was $1 they didn't even take. And then that all them Chinese motherfuckers left their stores. So anybody could have walked up in there and stole. Y'all chased this boy 130 miles and fucking shot him in the back. Like the world is fucking ludicrous. Or because he Chinese, y'all didn't prosecute him. Cause what y'all don't want problem with the Chinese people. So that's why y'all didn't prosecute the Chinese man. Yeah, I don't never want to talk about the truth though. But somebody get up here and start lying and all this stuff like that, y'all for that. But when it's come to the truth, oh no, y'all don't want to hear nothing about the truth. Nothing. Y'all don't like us black and brown people for what? What do we ever do to y'all but bring y'all over here? Cause y'all want to be us so bad. What did we do to y'all? Duty. Come on. You having a spasm? Okay, sister. Calm down. Okay. Okay, do do. Y'all know with the cerebral palsy is something serious. They be in a lot of pain. He be in a lot of pain with the muscle spasm. You okay? Why you laughing? Why you be doing all of that for duty? Huh? Well, yo, I'm gonna get ahead and get off this because I am on grandma duties. So let me go ahead and take care of my grandson. But let's have that conversation in the comments. Let's